juvenile systems, lockups, prison. I'm 34 years old, that's 21 years in the system. I don't know anything else. But what the constant is the game.
I did really hard time for a burglary and possession of mushrooms. We deal with a lot of things in prison. We deal with rape, killings, we deal with beatdowns. And I think that you need that escape.
Bringing people together is what D&D is about. It's about culture, it's about camaraderie, it's about banding together to get the goal accomplished. It's not how you play the game, it's why you play the game.
Went to the thrift store, we got some jeans, picked up a new phone. We got a core rule book, Pathfinder core rule book, for the game tomorrow, so I can draw up these characters. I don't know how much experience these other guys have, so I'm just gonna try and make them some kind of basic characters that they can just hack and slash with. I played around with Dungeons and Dragons, but I could never really find a solid group because my life wasn't solid. I didn't really get into that until I actually went to prison. And even though I've been to prison 3 times, I just stay focused on I'm just developing and I'm doing better each time. And I think that's important.
Woolley and I were in the worst pod in DOC together. We played as cellmates. And a lot of people actually do play D&D in the system. In prison, you have to be concentrating on 3 things at once: the game, your life, and other people's lives too. Out here in the real world, people talk to each other to resolve their differences. In prison, it's violence. We've had fights at the table. I mean, we've had a stabbing at the table, we've had 2 fights at the table. You have to pose a credible threat while still doing what you want to do and how you want to do it at any given time. There is no middle ground. So what they're going to do is they're going to investigate the disappearance of family members. Tabletop role-playing game is obviously a table. And what you do is you adopt a persona and you portray it to the best of your ability. Dungeon Master's first job is to be prepared at all times. If you cannot be prepared, you have to learn to improvise. Because no matter what your players throw at you, you have to be ready. The players bring the DM story to life. You can't have a novel without the characters. The DM is just the author of the book. The players are the characters inside of it.
When me and Aaron were cellies, man, the first night we were cellies, it was at least 24 hours, just not, I mean, we didn't sleep, just straight coffee. He doesn't drink coffee, he just games, It was off the hook. Hey.
Hey, Mel.
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Ooh, it smells good out there.
Smells like Colorado.
Yep. Colorado in the springtime. Oh, shit. Mike likes to hug.
How's this doing?
Ow! No, I was just fucking with you. I dropped out of school in the 6th grade. I was not into it. I had to take care of my family. My mom had cancer. And so I just kind of quit school to take care of my mom. But when she got better, she made me go back to school. And I went to a charter school. And that's how I met Mike. We just developed this friendship and we became brothers, Oh,
come on.
So we'll take turns using the book. We're big boys, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going first. I moved out, I left my mom's house because it was kind of a thing where it was she needed the money, but she didn't like where the money came from. And so her thing was just kind of my way or the highway. So I was like, peace out, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because I'm a man, And even though I wasn't, but I didn't have an example of a man, except for the street. That's really what raised me to adulthood. This is for Pathfinder role-playing game.
Pathfinder's basically when Dungeons & Dragons moved off of 3rd edition, the best edition. They open sourced the material and Pathfinder picked it up.
We're gonna sit here and drop some characters for the game. These are the character sheets. These are all of our abilities.
Printed with full color.
Yes, with color. We don't get color in the joint. In the Department of Corrections, if you have more than 4 people who always hang out together and always do the same thing, it's called a security threat group or a gang. And a gang has to have a hierarchy. So for us to have a dungeon master, somebody who's running the game, basically puts them in a position of authority over other inmates, that's pretty lame. Because we all take turns, you know? So I want to build a cleric.
Okay.
Is that, you're gonna use a dwarf, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I was in seg, I spent 3 years in segregation. And I would game by myself too, like in a cell, and the SEALs would come by and I had pieces on on my desk, and they'd be like, "What are you doing, man?" I'm like, "I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, dude." You know? And by yourself, I'm like, "Yeah, you got any better company?" You guys will see the characters kind of develop as we put them together.
It would be really, really straightforward to make first level characters, but Aaron's having us start at 4th level, so there's actually some choices that we have to make about like, where are we going to put points, and how do you want to build a strategy? And it is actually, we're going to have 4 players, and it's really important that you have a balanced party. Let's keep the real enemy in mind. The real enemy is Aaron.
It's too late. It's going to be like Bosnia in this bitch.
Oh, yeah. Cavernous.
You're late, douche face.
Your face, shut
Your
up.
face.
You got some lame ass characters drawn up, I heard. Hi.
No, Charlie.
Hey. No. Excuse the left.
With Bay on the table, it is going to be a whole new definition of fun and entertaining. Because if you're not having fun, he will make you have fun.
He's got priors for stabbing people at the table.
That happened once.
I've also got sense motive.
No, it wasn't a player. It wasn't a player, just for the record. It was somebody, he was somebody messing with us while we were playing. And I told him repeatedly, leave me alone. But the other guys, like gang members, thought it was funny to send him over to fuck with us while we're gaming. We only have like 4 hours a day to game, so everybody makes it seem way worse than what it really was.
Out here, in the real world, you have a 4-hour game could take up 6 hours. Behind the bars, a 4-hour game needs to last an hour. At any given time, something could go off. We might be locked down for a week. We don't know. It all depends on what happens, where it happens, and how it happens. Here's what everybody does know, and Bay knows what he knows. This town has 1 ruler. However, it also has an under ruler. The main ruler that everybody knows of is a dragon.
It's ruled by a dragon?
It's ruled by a dragon. Nobody's seen it.
Magenta.
If nobody's seen this dragon, maybe this lady just rolled into town and was like, I work for a dragon, do what I say.
Sense motive.
Give me a diplomacy check and a religion check.
So wait, is the prison subterranean?
Yes, it is. It is completely.
I know this keeps getting better and better.
Impregnable.
You're dwarves, we should
There's
go
only 2
underground.
entrances.
And I'm going to cast mage armor on myself, and I'm gonna take a 5-foot step.
Okay.
No, a 2 is, my bonus to hit with a -2 is +3, so 5 is not gonna hit this.
What's the second attack?
The second attack is a 15, 16, 17.
Negative.
I wish that we did have more time to get into the story, but you know, sometimes dragons just have to die, and they have to die right now.
Yeah. Okay. Too much damage.
That is maximum damage.
Well, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time for another exciting adventure with
All right,
little
lads,
buddy
drinks
here,
are on me.
the gremlin. There's Mike with his nose. And
Yep, that's me. I got the nose.
that's my guy, man. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is the first time we played outside of prison, and it is a good experience. And I hope that we can keep doing it. Stay away from banks, dude. And I'll stay away from
Everything else?
everything else. When you're gaming, you're definitely looking for a way to express yourself, you know, and you're looking for a way to succeed. So, you know, you're going through this game, you're going through these challenges, you're slaying all these monsters, you know, and you're winning, man.